Hi class. This week in our Peterborough mini lecture, we are going to talk about Peterborough's municipal structure. And the first thing that we're going to learn is that there's kind of two Peterboroughs. There is both the city of Peterborough and the county of Peterborough. And for reasons that have never been clear to me, the city of Peterborough is not part of the county of Peterborough. Let's examine this odd situation. In terms of municipal government, Peterborough is, at least in my opinion, as someone who grew up in the United States, where counties are pretty much permanent fixtures within each state. I think Peterborough is weird. At least I don't think the people are weird. But I think that this designation between the county of Peterborough and the city of Peterborough, and the county of Peterborough not including the city of Peterborough, I think this is weird. Anyway, we have the city of Peterborough, which is what is called in Ontario a single-tier municipality. And this is the kind of irregularly shaped entity that the arrow points at, kind of down here, right? Circled in yellow. So that is the city of Peterborough. The city of Peterborough, as a single-tier municipality, has responsibilities for all local services to their residents. This means that all local government services, so things like, maintaining arterial roads, transit policing, sewer and water systems, waste disposal, land use planning and development, health and social services, these are all provided by the city government. Whereas in sort of a two-tier municipalities, like we have in Niagara, for instance, these activities are in some cases divided up between the municipal governments and the regional governments. So the city of Peterborough is surrounded by the county of Peterborough. And on this map, this corresponds to the green shaded area that is on the map. And a county government is a federation of local municipalities that are found within its borders. And at least within Ontario, counties are usually referred to as upper tier municipalities. Or in the case of Niagara, Niagara is called a regional municipality, but then it consists of 12 municipalities within it. This is another thing that drives me crazy about administrative units in Ontario, is that you have different names for the same damn thing. But I will digress. I will stop digressing on that point. Okay, so from what I can tell as a new Canadian, having only lived here, I moved here in 2004, it appears that counties only exist in southern Ontario. So these local municipalities, so cities, towns, villages, and townships within the counties, provide the majority of municipal services to their residents. The services that are provided by the county governments are usually limited to sort of maintaining roads, health and social services, and in sort of county level land use planning. So this means that all the other services are provided by the local or municipal government, such as they are. And from what I can tell, most of these smaller municipalities in the county of Peterborough have relatively small populations, in the sense that they're all small. Each of these municipalities has a smaller population than the city of Peterborough, which is around 80,000 people. So if we look at just the county of Peterborough and ignore the city of Peterborough, which is, again, let me just outline it for you. Down here, kind of, that circle doesn't work very well. Let's try this, a brighter yellow. That doesn't really work. Okay. The county of Peterborough contains 8 municipalities. And so we've got Trent Lakes up in the northwest, North Kawartha. And so Trent Lakes and North Kawartha are definitely, Canadian Shield country. We've got Havelock, Belmont and Moyton, or Metun. We have Doro Dummer, which sounds vaguely Scottish to me. We have Selwyn. We have Cavan Monaghan, which is yet another sort of Scottish sounding name. We have the Otonabee South Monaghan County, and Asphodel Norwood. So those are the 8 counties, but then there are also, let me sort of do this in red, some First Nation reserves. So there's one kind of let me see, let's work you pin. Okay, there's one kind of right there. So the Curve Lakes First Nations, and then the Hiawatha First Nations, right? And these are the other administrative units that make up the county of Peterborough. The county of Peterborough is just one of many counties, regional municipalities, and cities in eastern Ontario. And like Niagara, it is also sort of on the edge of the GTA. So if we consider Oshawa to be sort of the edge of the GTA on the north shore of Lake Ontario, then we see that Peterborough is not really all that far. And this circle here, so this one here, this corresponds to distances. So that circle is about 100 kilometers distant from the center of the county of Peterborough. So, or that's 60 miles if you happen to be old and think in terms of miles. And then this other circle, the one kind of up, that's not going to work. Let's go with this bright red. So this second circle then is everything that's 150 kilometers distant from the center of Peterborough County. You'll notice that then actually Brock University falls roughly within that distance, though there's a lake in the way that adds a lot to the travel time. What, if we think in terms of what Peterborough County is like, or the city of Peterborough as well, is that they share some similarities with the Niagara region in that over the decades they've added population, and as they've slowly added population, the GTA, so which if I draw really crudely, we might say is kind of like this, that the GTA has slowly spread out, so the Greater Toronto area has spread out, and there's been a lot of infilling, so that areas that were once rural have been sort of filled in with suburbs. And what is happening is that over time, the GTA is sort of slowly creeping outward, expanding outward, and as it does this, it places pressure on housing prices in places like the county of Peterborough, especially those that are closer to the GTA compared to those that are further away. And it, also attracts development as Torontonians or others from the GTA, retire to the city of Peterborough and the surrounding county of Peterborough and the scenic Kawarthas. This is a process that's also been taking place in Niagara. So one way then to maybe think about the kind of place that the city of Peterborough is, but also the county of Peterborough, is that, it is an area that is, among other things, seen as a source or a site for retirement, and that as these retirees move in, there may be a conflict or changes that are caused by this movement of retirees, usually with lots more money than the locals, as they purchase property in these housing markets. So that's a bit of an odd sort of a way to end this mini lecture, which was originally talking about Peterborough, the city of Peterborough and the county of Peterborough, but I thought I would just tack that on there as possibly useful information for students who will be doing research in Peterborough. Thank you very much.